Hey everybody, and welcome back to another great episode of Straight Up Shop. I will be your moderator tonight. My name is Aubrey Williams. Tonight we have another awesome episode. Everybody is here, so we are definitely excited to speak with you guys. The speakers tonight would be Senpai to my left, and also Be Pride to my right. I'm going to go down the line and let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll get right into the show. To my left, I have the lovely Miss.
I am Latoya B.
I am Senpai.
I'm Aubrey Williams.
I'm B Pride.
I'm TK.
It's your big homie Trent.
And we are
Straight Up Shoppe.
So, Senpai, listen, you are going to bring us some good things talking about spirituality. Be Pride is going to be talking about some things with homelessness. What do you have to bring to us today about spirituality?
Well, I'm going to be talking about spirituality and just some different ways you can apply it to everyday life.
Okay.
But before I get into that, I need to explain why spirituality is so important to me.
Yes.
So it was a while back. I was in college out in California, and I was just in a really rough spot. You know, I didn't really know where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in the midst of midterm, stressing out. I was thousands of miles away from home with no family or friends, you know, in a new state. So I started to develop, you know, high levels of anxiety. And everything that I knew to do just wasn't working for me, you know? Like I would say my old self, you know, I was trained to, you know, talk to a counselor, talk to a friend, talk to a mentor, you know, pray about it, you know, but it's just these things, they weren't working, you know? So with me being by myself, it was one day I was in the garden of our campus, and I was meditating and just having a really interpersonal conversation. And I was just like, yo, something has to change.
Right.
You know, I was like, I need to feel better. I need to do better. You know, I was like, I can't expect different results doing the same thing. That's insanity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I started to research. I started to look into spirituality. I started to look for, you know, just different holistic practices. You know, things to just develop a person. You know, and one of the things that I came across was affirmations. Now, affirmations I use a lot. I still use to this day.
Right.
But basically, it's just keeping you going. You know, whenever you feel wavered or whenever, you know, things look bad, you know, it's just those little pick-me-ups. For instance, you know, when I wake up, you know, I have affirmations right on my mirror, you know, to look to, because I want to start the day off right. You know, I start off with I am a winner, you know, just these different things, just these different things, you know, to constantly remind myself, because the mind is one of the most hardest things to keep attained of.
Right,
because
right.
we have so many different afflictions, you know, people lose sight of themselves. But I want to pose a question to the cast.
Okay.
Have you ever had to use affirmations, and when? With me being a very spiritual person, I love to hear people's come-ups, you know, or people's breakthroughs. It provides a light in me. So I want to start with Uncle T. It's been a while since we had you on the show. Welcome back,
right?
Welcome.
Yeah.
Most definitely. But I want to know, is there a time that you had to use affirmations, you know, and what did it do for you?
Actually, I have used affirmations without even knowing that I was using affirmations. Maybe about 3-4 months ago, I was out of commission, hurt my back, had to have back surgery, so I was out for maybe about 4 or 5 months. So I had to motivate myself, give myself affirmations. Like, I never knew that I was doing that, but I did have to do that for myself just to get back on track.
Most definitely.
Right on.
Even through physical pain, affirmations still, you know, they help us. because pain is only temporary. It's a mind thing.
Absolutely.
But Miss Latoya, I want to ask you, when have you used affirmations?
I can't really say I recall like the moment or the defining situation where I applied affirmations.
Right.
I've always been, from a young age, a believer. I consider myself spiritual as well. And so I didn't know that I was using affirmations when I would try to speak life. When you say about the mirror, I've definitely had the Post-it notes around the mirror. And that's something that I just, recently within the last couple of years that I started doing. And I realized it's just affirmations. And so it's just affirming positivity. It's kind of like, the way I believe is life and death is in the power of the tongue. And so it's kind of like that's just a written thing that, instead of speaking it into existence, you're reading it and then you are, taking it on and affirming it. So,
Exactly.
but I do agree with the affirmations. It's very helpful.
Most definitely. And the power of the tongue, it's a very true thing, And even though, with you being a believer and me being spiritual, there's really no separation, but that's really just crafting your reality, watching what you say,
Yes.
The law of attraction really coming back to you. But I also want to open up questions, right? Because I know there are questions about spirituality because it's not really, talked about. So I want to know if there's any questions that you all may have about spirituality, feel free to ask away, most definitely.
So let me go ahead and start this thing.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
So I know we're talking about spirituality, but spirituality and religion kind of commingle.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question to you is, we talk about the black community quite a bit. Do you feel or believe that religion is the biggest hindrance that's keeping our people from moving forward and coming out in the way that we need to come out?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's just religion. I would say it's really a mindset kind of thing. I would say our people, we're really ingrained in a very societal way of thinking. I was actually having a conversation with my friend the other day, and we were speaking about culture, right? And we were saying, like, with the black culture, it's very different, from other cultures. Because when you think of culture and you hear from a Hispanic aspect, you think of, Cinco de Mayo, you think of their people, you think of their heritage,
Right.
even going back to, let's say, your Native Americans, right? When you think of culture, you think of their people, right? But when it comes to the community, when it comes to the black community, our culture is, it's either, rap music, it's the street life, the culture is, no snitching, you feel me? It's just these different ways, and it's really a structurized view that the system has put onto black people. So I wouldn't even say it's just religion. I would say it's really getting past that mental resistance and actually accepting and actually unifying
Gotcha.
on all levels.
So my next question I would like to pose.
Yeah.
Do you think that a spiritual awakening is the key to the black community shifting power in the economic and social standpoint in order to unify us?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I wouldn't even necessarily say a spiritual awakening because it comes to your definition of what a spiritual awakening is, right? Because you have to think about it. Everybody's already separated in so many different facets,
Thanks.
right? If we come to a uniform or a universal language, then we will already know what we're talking about. But everybody has those moments. Like I was talking on my TikTok the other day about the hero's journey,
Yeah.
right? So you could even consider that, a spiritual awakening when people realize, if not me, then who will? Like I have to take control of my
Right.
life. I have to do these things. But yeah, spiritual awakening, man. I mean, it goes back to the first question, unity, right? Because yes, we are afflicted as a people, but there's also things in our community that we need to get right and take care of first. So
Right.
So do you think that people can not believe in God and be spiritual? Like define themselves as spiritual, but they don't believe in God. Is that possible? Do you?
I would believe so. In my opinion, I would. Just as a lot of people, they have different things to be spiritual. They have different positive motives, even though that they might not believe in what certain people believe in or the believers. believe in, you know, they have their way of meditating,
Right.
you know.
So I like to.
And like can still consider themselves spiritual,
Mhm.
even
Right.
though that they're the higher being or God or Allah or whatever the word is that
Right.
people define
Right.
their higher belief
Mhm.
Right.
in. But is it fair to say like you have to believe in something, or not atheists, because I'm aware that they don't believe, you know. But if you are spiritual and you're in tune with the inner man, or is that actually to you guys? Do you feel like the inner man is connected to your spiritual being? Because if so, then it's like you have to believe in something outside of yourself in order to be spiritual.
Right.
So back to, can you not believe in God? I choose to call him God, right?
Right.
But some people call whatever they
Right.
choose.
Right.
And so I feel like I just feel like people must believe in something higher than themselves
Yeah.
in order to be spiritual.
Precisely.
Right.
So
You know what I'm saying?
to give you my answer from my viewpoint, I would say even in religion and spirituality, right? Because we all know there's an unseen force that we all look to for guidance in
True.
everyday life in times of need.
Yes.
Right? It's also knowing that there are other beings that exist. You know, there are higher beings like God per se. You know, he's a real person, but he goes by many names. It's even in the Bible.
Yes.
Right?
That's true.
So you have to think about it. It's really just, if you think about it from a self-entitlement aspect, or if this is just what you believe, like I said, it goes back to us being so sectioned off.
Mhm.
You know, whatever you feel is, if you're a higher being, and your spiritual path is your spiritual path.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
You know?
That's-
So I believe it. Like, if you have a strong belief in oneself, and you were saying about connecting your inner being with the outer being, you know that God is within you. You are God, right?
Yes.
If God is in you, you are God.
And that's why I consider myself a spiritual being, because of the way I believe. I know that there's something outside of myself that's higher, that, like the wind just blow.
Yeah.
Who made the wind blow?
Exactly.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Right.
Like you just see it, like it's just,
Hey, you know what, Toya? That's actually the definition of spirituality, right? Believing in something that's higher
Than
than
yourself.
yourself.
Higher than yourself.
Yeah.
yeah.
I have another question I wanted to pose. Knowing that spirituality played a part in slavery ownership, how can we teach the real religion to those who aren't woke to what spirituality really is?
I'm sorry, ask that question one more time for me.
Knowing that spirituality played a part in slavery ownership, how can we teach the real religion to those who aren't woke to what spirituality really is?
Okay, well, for me, I'm hearing it as, because spirituality was used to capture slaves, right? It was a very
Right.
But you have to understand that was religion. Because if you think about it, going back to the history of slavery, African people, we had a way of life. We didn't necessarily, have a religion. The oldest you can go back, I believe, is the ancient Kemetic, way of life. But whenever slavery occurred, and this is where you understand war tactics, right? Because if I strip you away of your way of life, if I rape and pillage your people, and I tell you that the only way that this is going to stop is if you believe in this book that I'm putting you, that's putting in front of your face, right? Then you step into a psychological aspect, because fear, right? Fear is a huge war tactic. So with just for me researching and understanding that about of course about my religion that I used to be a part of, I started to develop different questions, because it's like if you're following anything, then you need to know the history of it, right?
Right.
That just makes sense, So if you go back and study the history, it was really religion that was used to captivate our people, and then it led on to different occasions, but yeah, once you take them away from their land, you move them to a different location. You take them away from what they know, right? It's really it's a war tactic, and just talking about it, it's like I get jitters, because it's like it's genius, it's genius, but it's really a war tactic that was used. That's my answer for your question.
Gotcha.
Most definitely. Are there any other questions from the panel? Because if not, my next topic was realizing that you don't know shit in life. You feel me? Life has those constant reminders that you don't know nothing at all. But I'll hold off on that and I'll wait. But I'll pass it on back to Miss Aubrey here. I'll wait for that one.
Well, listen, um, when we're talking about spirituality and we're breaking these things down when it comes to religion and those things, thank you for the clarity for that, because I think a lot of people really don't understand that religion is something that's important, and then also spirituality is something that's important as well.
Right.
And I think that what people don't understand is your spirituality keeps you afloat. Your religion keeps you in order.
Mm.
Right? So for me, I'm not.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, you gotta say that again.
It's like the spirituality. It drives you.
Right.
It keeps you going every single day.
Yes.
With those affirmations.
Right.
True.
With those things that you're telling yourself, I am a winner. I am a believer. I can do these things. But your religion just keeps you in order. If I do this, then I am looked at as this.
Right.
And that is a psychological kind of chain that keeps everyone bound, especially within our community. So for you being able to break that barrier and saying you have the right to your own spirituality, however that can go, that speaks volumes for us to be able to say at the end of the day, we still choose how we can be able to go about this.
Right.
We can respect the element of religion, but when it comes to our spirituality, it's us. It's within us.
That's it.
So I think that that's dope. And I'm just excited to just see how many people are able to take away from this conversation, because I think a lot of people are afraid to talk about it
Oh yeah.
because they really and truly don't either understand it or they don't know how to approach the situation.
It's a very sensitive topic, you know, especially within our
Absolutely.
community. Even for me, you know, when I was like developing myself, you know, I was having these questions and just like, what is this? But it was me, you know, developing my consciousness. I like to say, you know, stepping into the unknown, you know, that realizing that there is another world outside of what you were taught.
Yeah.
That part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yes, as I grow into my spirituality and my belief, I know people use the word woke, you know, like they woke up because you learned something deeper or
Right.
beyond what you've, you know, been raised to believe. Naturally, I still, of course, believe in God, and that's my foundation. But I'm learning about the numbers and how the angel meanings of
Angel numbers.
numerology
Yeah.
is connected with spirituality.
Right.
And because seeing, me and B Pride have talked about it plenty of times, seeing 444
Right.
and 1111 and,
Two,
and
two,
seeing
two,
those,
yeah.
you know, numbers like that and the meanings of them and what they mean whenever you come, you know, across it. It's just
Yeah.
good stuff. So,
Real good stuff. Yeah.
it really is. So, yeah.
Well, Senpai, we thank you. We appreciate you being the piece to everything. Because this brother definitely brings peace to the panel. We definitely appreciate him being one of our brothers. And,
Yeah, yeah.
and saying that this is something that we all should be able to adapt to. So we definitely appreciate you bringing that to play. We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we would hear from B Pride, and we're going to talk about homelessness. So you guys don't touch that phone. We're going to see you back. See you soon.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance.
We at A. Nicole Entertainment Management Group strive to bring your vision to life by helping serve all the needs to assure you have a successful event or presentation. We specialize in booking venues, managing budgets, negotiating contracts and fees, booking performers, managing events, personal assisting, event branding, and
Okay.
Where am I at, right?
Thank you and welcome back from our commercial break. That was a word from one of our sponsors, A. Nicole Entertainment Management Group. Hey, girl. So listen, we have Be Pride that's going to come to us and talk to us about homelessness. What do you have to bring to the people about this topic?
OB, I'm glad you asked me. Well, growing up, especially being from a small town that I'm from, you as a kid, you see these people laying on the side of the streets or, pushing carts around, or even in the city, you see them pushing carts around. You see people laying under the bridges and things of that nature, and you come to wonder what's going on. Why are these people under these bridges and laying on park benches and stuff like that? And then you take a further look and you start noticing what they're wearing. And the clothes that they're wearing are familiar clothes that you've seen in your family. And those familiar clothes are U.S. veterans from the Army, Marines, whatever the case may be. And so it puts it in your mind, so why are these people that went and fought for our country on the side of the street or sleeping on the park bench? Don't have a place to lay their heads, they're up under bridges. So my question to my awesome co-hosts is, have you guys ever witnessed such a thing? And what is your perspective on how the United States treats their men and women at war that come back home? What's your perspective on that?
That's a deep question.
Me personally, I feel sorry for them simply because they went out and put their life on the line for the country.
Right.
And here we are with like things like the VA hospital and stuff like that. But then they go to the VA hospital, they make them seem like they mental,
Right.
And even when they house them, they have these strict rules. And it's like, these are people that fought for the country. These is people that are grown, Like, why? So I feel like majority of the ones that are homeless because, one, they don't want to answer to nobody. And two, they don't want to feel like they're under confinement,
Right.
Understood.
I have some friends that are vets, and I have a friend that suffered from PTSD and a lot of other things. And he was actually in a mental hospital out in Denton and was there for like a year. And I did not know. Now, this is my friend that's from home, so Indiana, Michigan area.
Gotcha.
So to know that he was even in the hospital here in Texas hurt my heart, because him being in that mental hospital, I couldn't even go see him. Him being in that mental hospital, he didn't even allow anybody to know that he was there.
Right.
Because he was ashamed, He didn't know what he was fighting for at that point. So when I see people on the side of the road or when I see vets, it's like, why?
Right.
Or what can we do to help them? But sometimes they don't want help.
That's hurtful.
And it is.
Yeah.
And I say that to say, so one of my guy friends in the basketball room, he went out and he see this homeless guy every day. He went and bought him T-shirts and shoes. And the guy accepted them, but he never wore them. So, some time went by and he asked him, I bought you shirts and shoes, why you don't wear them? And the guy looked him in his face and told him, because if I wear them, they'll stop giving. That right there is greedy at this point. How much more do you have to receive? These people is giving you stuff, to receive their blessings. But then, at what point do we feel bad for taking food off our table to give these ungrateful people that's on the street, when in reality they have the same right as us to go to work every day, if they just figure it out, but they don't want to.
I think going, and I'm pretty much going to be on the same page for you, and I see it every day too. And I find myself sometimes saying, he looks like he got everything. I'm not going to give him nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts my feelings that I even have to get to that point. But going back to the core of the situation is, we as a country let these people down. So the reason as to why they're in the situation as to where they are in is because of the doings of what we've done. We've mentally psyched them out.
But, and I'm not sure how it works because I've never been in military. I mean, I have family in there, but I'm wondering, like, whenever a vet is homeless, don't they receive a check after you go serve?
It's not that much.
Oh, it's not that much too.
They-
I'm gonna tell you
It's
something.
not enough.
Right.
Oh,
Those
okay.
people, I have those calls every day.
Oh.
You know, in the job field that I'm in,
Mhm.
and they're saying, Miss Williams, I can't afford this.
Oh.
I'm on disability. I'm only getting this a month. They're only giving us this a month. Sometimes these people are only getting $600 a
Oh,
month.
wow. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's pretty much as we're saying that you're gonna risk your life, but you only getting $600 a month to pay your bill.
It's a slap in the face.
So the service is kind of beneficial as long as you're in it.
Right.
But
Because
once you
come
out,
out,
we throw you away because you're gonna die anyway. But we gonna make sure that you have a great funeral and your life insurance is where it needs to be.
That part.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna piggyback off what
go ahead.
Toya
Auntie.
said. As far as like, see, one thing we have to understand. Well, I've never been in the military, but I know people that have.
Right.
And one thing we have to understand, if you like go to war or anything, or you shooting folks and you seeing all this stuff, you seeing babies and this, that, and the third, it mess with you mentally, right? So they come back, like you said, they got PTSD or whatever. Just doing some of the things that they've done and seeing the things that they've seen, it mentally, it degenerates you. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah.
that takes me to my next question. Y'all done touched on it already, but I'm going to go ahead and dive on it anyway. When it comes to PTSD, these men and women are going over to foreign soil. They've been made to murder innocent people, because I've had conversations with some vets, babies walking up to them, they don't know whether they got bombs on, whatever the case may be, and they're forced to have to do away with them to keep the unit safe or whatever the case may be. And so they become traumatized by it, and it haunts them, because now my great uncle, he was in the service, and he would wake up every night with nightmares of the memories constantly playing in the back of his head, cold sweats and everything. And so, I want to ask you guys, do you really, I mean, I know it's of choice for them to go over there, but I guess my question is, what do you guys feel about that? How does that make you feel that, for one, I mean, of course you signed up, but then you go over there and you're actually being forced to do things that you're really not comfortable with doing, and it leaves you traumatic upon your return home. It leaves you in a state of depression, sometimes even suicide. And your country is doing very little about it.
well, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No,
now,
you're fine.
now imagine that. Now let's go back in history, right? There used to be a draft to where you didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
You understand? So imagine back then, where you didn't have a choice. Where if you say, no, I'm not going, them folks coming to lock you up. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
it was like you had to be the only child to not
Right.
be in the draft.
Right.
Right.
That's crazy.
I think Muhammad Ali fought against it at one time because they were trying to force him to go over. Yeah.
Exactly.
He did a whole speech about it. But me personally, I feel like it's just, another way to profit off of people. America is for sale, right? So you say go back in history of it. Think about how it's broadcast now, right? It's already into the schools, high schools, right? Because you're about to get out there, you're about to start life,
ROTC.
right?
Right.
ROTC, junior ROTC.
Getting you
You
ready.
get into these programs, and then me personally, like playing football, they used to have some of the Army veterans come out there and work with the football players and do some of the Army drills, like, you know, get our measurements and stuff like that, because, you know, it's really advertised as something like, oh, great for your country, do this, do that,
Right.
So it's like it's all good, but, you know, coming back after you've done these things for your country, it's just like most people, if you don't come back with a Purple Heart, right? A Purple Heart is like a high level of honor
Right.
in the military, but you're really not taken back, you know. But just to wrap up what I'm saying here, there needs to be more funding for them when they come back,
True.
and just as much advertisement as it is for them to
To
go
go
there.
over there, right.
You know, like, hey, we're also going to help you because we know what we're throwing you into.
Right.
Right.
You know.
Absolutely.
More programs.
Right.
I also think about homelessness from the standpoint, I mean, naturally the vets, right? Because
Right.
I've seen that with the shirts and stuff. But what about the people who maybe something traumatic happened in their family and they're forced to be homeless because of, you know, they've been enabled. You know what I mean? Maybe they live with their mother or something. They've been enabled. Now they don't understand responsibility. You know, maybe they're you know, they just don't have the coping skills.
Right.
And life has forced them to become homeless. And I think about them as well too. It's like there's some of them that's very unfortunate out there that they don't choose, that doesn't choose to, you know what I mean?
Right.
To be on the streets, and that is sad.
Absolutely.
You know.
And I feel like I use like my affirmations,
Right.
as you said, senpai, to like, cause I'm very giving, but I have 2 kids, so I have to be careful because I have to give to them too. And my son is always wanting to give. So I found myself teaching him. We were off Loop 12 in front of a QT, and he wanted to give this homeless family. Now this is man, woman, 2, 3 kids, and she's pregnant again.
Wow.
And he wanted to give them some money. And I said, well, baby, you have to be careful about who you give money to because everybody doesn't need it. But sometimes God will place it on your heart and let you know, you got it, give it.
Right.
I said, but that couple doesn't need it. And as soon as I said it, she opened up a wallet with wads of money in it. Like, I know at some point she knew it's a lot of cars out here, somebody watching me, you know? But I found it a very good teaching moment for my son because now he's able to pick and choose. As if like his affirmations are setting in already because I've had that talk with him. So now he's like, oh no, mama, like they don't need it. Like
Right.
he looks good or he got good shoes on, you know? I just think it hurts. And I know some people can't help it, but I still gotta just play it close.
And you know what brought that to life? Reality TV.
True.
They told it. These
Yeah.
people were in a business.
And it's unfortunate
Oh, yeah.
somebody messed it up for, you know what I
Everybody.
mean? Because it's sad that we have to kind of pick and choose or figure that thing
Right.
out because we don't know their situation.
Right.
Because somebody did mess it up for the ones who really, truly are homeless, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Or
it's,
to the
it's
point
really,
with the guy your friend that gave the homeless vet the shoes and the t-shirts. It just makes me think about it when you said the statement that he made. He's like he can't let anybody see him. Sometimes they're out there fighting to keep what little bit that they have. You got people out there waiting till they go to sleep. They come and stealing. So I think that's a grand factor as well. So yeah,
I think it all hurts though.
yeah,
That's-
absolutely.
yeah.
It has to.
Yeah. I agree too. Like, it definitely hurts, but I think more so of it, we have to do better in those situations. But we are going to take one more break. Don't you hit that phone, okay? Because we got more stuff coming. We are done with the topics, but come on back because we got some more stuff to talk to you about. We will see you after the commercial break.
So a year ago today, I was suffering with postpartum depression. Just had my little girl. After almost 10 years, actually exactly 10 years of having my son, it was tough, but she motivated me. So I decided to get fit done. 'Cause 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 Yes, you are my muse. Yes, and mommy getting fit done. So I decided to get up every day, look myself in the mirror, no matter what was going on, no matter how I was feeling. I was determined to be a better version of me for not only myself, but my children. Once you decide to take control of who you are inside and out, everything else will fall into place. Say bye-bye.
You know, being able to explore all the possibilities of your imagination, that is what being a creator is. Being a creator is awesome because it opens up endless possibilities when it comes to creating the next big story for film, or the story for the stage, or the story for television. You know, it's kind of allows you to open your mind to a lot of things.
You know how hard I work for my career. And I'm not gonna let anything or anyone come between me and my career. I'm the highest paid and the most powerful woman in my division.
Going to school for script writing, shadowing other writers and directors and producers out there, going to acting classes, all things I never had. I basically taught myself how to write and act by YouTube videos, reading books, you know, reading a couple of scripts, all things that taught me how to become a very great, powerful writer. I Am Corte Entertainment have produced many productions, from talk shows to stage plays to short films, feature films, and web series, and still producing more to this day. So many people out there think they cannot write a script. I say yes, you can. All you need is determination, motivation, and a story. Stories are all around us. Watch the news, read the newspaper, read a magazine. Your next big story is right there. Your next big story could be right there in your family. The name I Am Corte comes from simple. I Am Corte. I Am Corte, the founder of I Am Corte Entertainment.
We at A Nicole Entertainment Management Group strive to bring your vision to life by helping serve all the needs to assure you have a successful event or presentation. We specialize in booking venues, managing budgets, negotiating contracts and fees, booking performers, managing events, personal assisting, event branding, and more.
back.
All
Thank you for
right.
coming on. Listen, you just heard a word from all of our sponsors. A1 Fitness, A Nicole Entertainment Management Group, Yala Coordinators, and I Am Corte Entertainment. We thank you so much. We're now about to talk about final thoughts about these two great topics that Senpai B Pride brought to the table: spirituality, homelessness. We talked about a good, kind of great, immaculate portion of these things. So we definitely just want to talk about them now, and anything that we did not get out when they were talking about these topics, we can talk about them now. So the floor is open to everyone.
I think the topic that came up about numerology and synchronicity. I believe you were speaking about that, Ms. Toy.
Yes. Yeah, that's definitely something that, as I was mentioning, me and B. Brown have shared, like, we have conversated and, bro, it's 4:44, or he'll be like, sis, it's 5:55, you know what I mean? And it happens so much now that it doesn't even, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay. But I know that for me, it's just that if you're not familiar with the numbers and the numerology and how it applies to spirituality, you should definitely research it. It's angel meanings, and there's really good, powerful meanings behind those numbers. So if you're seeing, number sequences like that, it's not coincidental. It's, according to my belief.
Oh yeah, well, most definitely.
Especially when they're repetitive.
Yes.
Which is in part how I got started on becoming who I've become. Just seeing numbers and going to look up the meanings of them. Oh, that makes sense on why I'm going this way. Oh, that makes sense on why I'm in this position.
Yeah.
So numerology has played and I always say I didn't go searching for numerology. Numerology found me.
Exactly. Because it's really just being able to put words to whoever your creator is, right? Whatever they're trying to speak to you in that certain moment in time.
Right.
Yes.
Right, because you're going to see those certain numbers in that certain moment in time, whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever, because I know, like, just for instance, 444, right? The encamping of angels are around you, right? You are protected, right? So that could relate to any situation, right? If you can see that, right?
Right.
So it's just one of those aspects to where understanding what they mean, it's more of the spiritual aspect versus just seeing it and knowing that it's a sign, right? What is this sign? Like, let me put this into action, Most definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and as far as spirituality, I think we all just need to find a way to tap into spirituality to figure out our purpose on this life as we take our journey.
That part.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that is so true. Like, seriously, it is so true because, like, I found myself, like, even though I'm going to be 30 next month, I was raised with my older brother, and I played basketball, so I was always with the older crew, So that kind of tells you why I'm so mature for my age. But, like, I used to always call my brother and, like, be crying, or I can't do this, or I need help with this, because I had my boy by myself, and it wasn't until he told me, like, stop. Do not take this the wrong way. But you have to stop stressing over what you cannot control.
Yeah.
And I think at that moment, I was finna lose my apartment. And I sat back and I thought about myself. I, like, thought to myself, and I'm like, I am 27 years old. With my own apartment, my own car. I got an 8 to 5. I'm still playing basketball. I am, like, just finishing school. Like, I am where I'm supposed to be. I am supposed to struggle the way I'm supposed to be struggling because I am in my late 20s, Like, I'm not in my late 30s or 40s going through this.
Right.
I'm in my late 20s with a, 4-year-old doing this by myself. And I think I always go back to him telling me that whenever I'm going through something, and I ask myself, can I control the situation? Because if I can't control it, why I'm stressing over it?
Sis, that reminds me, this actually, y'all heard of the Serenity Prayer?
Yeah.
When you say that, when he said not to stress over things you can't control, the Serenity Prayer is something like that, where I can't quote it for y'all right now, but I know it's something like, don't let go of those things that you can't control.
Yep.
But y'all got my point.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's,
what I
it's
thought
just
that
so
was
crazy
about.
because now that I'm going into my 30s, it is a lot of things that I stress about that I can control
Yeah.
that I couldn't control back then. You get what I'm? Does that make sense?
Makes perfect
Absolutely,
sense.
So
yeah.
it's
It's
just
pretty
so
much you
crazy
figured out
how-
the recipe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, like I used to always say, I want to like graduate college, but I want my son to be there, and I want him to be my oldest, so that he can see me walk across the stage, and I want my baby girl to come. You know what I'm saying? So like, he could be her protector, like my brother was with me. And everybody always tell me, y'all, but everybody be like, God play His favorites with you. And it's just like when you walk in those steps that are ordained by God or by whomever you make your higher power,
Right.
He's going to take care of you when you least expect it. And it's going to always be when you least expect it.
Right.
And that's why they always say, always expect the unexpected.
Or he may not come when you want him to.
But He will
Be
always
there right on time.
Right on
I
time.
promise you, like,
Another
that
one,
is so true.
Another one, walk by faith.
and not by sight.
And I found myself like hitting depression when I had my daughter, something that I didn't experience with my son, and you would think I did, going through the traumatic things that I went through with him. But I hit depression so bad after my daughter, it was like I had to start walking by faith and not by sight, because at that point nobody had been through depression.
Yeah.
My mom couldn't even help me. And that hurt when you go to your mom and she can't relate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I couldn't fault her for that because she never went through that. And if she did, she didn't know. She didn't know it because she didn't pay attention. So it's just so crazy how spirituality, and when you tap into oneself, it's a trip.
You just said something powerful, paying attention to the signs.
Right.
If we don't pay attention to the signs, then how can we be able to fix the problem?
That part.
Precisely.
Ignoring them is not going to do anything
They-
to make the situation
It's
worse.
worse.
And that's what it was with me. It was getting worse because I wasn't paying attention to myself. So it was one thing. I was high risk, which means I was in and out the hospital for a year. I spent Christmas and New Year's in the hospital.
Wow.
My mom had to bring a Christmas tree to my room, decorate my room. My son colored pictures to decorate my room to make me feel in the spirit. But it was when God made me move back with my mom. Now I haven't lived with my mom since I was 18 years old. Graduated high school. I'm about to be 30, and I've stayed with my mom for 2 years. And it wasn't until I tapped into oneself. I had my daughter, and at that point I told my mom, I got to be more selfish with me. I can't play about me.
If I don't, who will?
Because if
Right.
I play about me, everybody gonna play about me.
Right.
Exactly.
If I don't take my time and do what I have to do and think about me and my kids, I'm gonna forever be falling down.
You teach
Because
people
I'm
how
not
to
paying
treat you.
attention to me.
Yeah.
I'm letting everybody else play with me. So I think when I had my daughter, that's when my eyes opened and spirituality took over.
TK, you speak so well when it comes to single mothers and how you can be able to motivate them to keep their eye on the prize. You know? You got to keep moving forward because with these animals, they're going to always keep going. Lions protect their young. Dogs protect their young. So when it's basically you're doing everything to make sure that you can protect your babies, it's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. It's
Well,
the GOAT.
guys, we're going to take one more break for the moment. Oh my God, I got a game and I'm so excited to play it. When we play this game, y'all are going to know who the GOAT is, okay? Because I know all the answers. But we'll be back. We're going to take one more final break and we'll be back with the trivia questions.
Yeah.
So a year ago today, I was suffering with postpartum depression. Just had my little girl after almost 10 years, actually exactly 10 years of having my son. It was tough, but she motivated me. So I decided to get fit done. Yes, you are my muse. Yes, and mommy getting fit done. So I decided to get up every day, look myself in the mirror, no matter what was going on, no matter how I was feeling. I was determined to be a better version of me for not only myself, but my children. Once you decide to take control of who you are inside and out, everything else will fall into place. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, being able to explore all the possibilities of your imagination, that is what being a creator is. Being a creator is awesome because it opens up endless possibilities when it comes to creating the next big story for film, or the story for the stage, or the story for television. You know, it's kind of allows you to open your mind to a lot of things.
You know how hard I work for my career. And I'm not gonna let anything or anyone come between me and my career. I'm the highest paid and the most powerful woman in my division.
Going to school for script writing, shadowing other writers and directors and producers out there, going to acting classes, all things I never had. I basically taught myself how to write and act by YouTube videos, reading books, you know, reading a couple of scripts, all things that taught me how to become a very great, powerful writer. I Am Corte Entertainment have produced many productions, from talk shows to stage plays to short films, feature films, and web series, and still producing more to this day. So many people out there think they cannot write a script. I say yes, you can. All you need is determination, motivation, and a story. Stories are all around us. Watch the news, read the newspaper, read a magazine. Your next big story is right there. Your next big story could be right there in your family. The name I Am Corte comes from simple. I Am Corte. I Am Corte, the founder of I Am Corte Entertainment.
We at A Nicole Entertainment Management Group strive to bring your vision to life by helping serve all the needs to assure you have a successful event or presentation. We specialize in booking venues, managing budgets, negotiating contracts and fees, booking performers, managing events, personal assisting, event branding, and more.
Telling me to
I am excited for this game. Y'all don't even understand. This is gonna be trivia with the shot. Okay. Are y'all ready for this game?
No.
Well, just take the excitement away from me. Hello. Well, I'm ready. So, I'm gonna get started. Guys, this will be multiple choice. So, don't get upset if you get it wrong. Okay? Know that I'm gonna win.
One at a time.
Number one. Oh, wait. How 30 seconds. No, 15.
15 seconds to answer?
Mm-hmm.
So you say who's gonna go first, Toya or
Oh, no, but it's gonna be all inclusive.
Just lob it up there.
Everybody.
Mr. Sid? One at a time.
All right.
Nope. So one at a time.
Who starred in the movie Dreamgirls? Is it A, Loretta Devine? Is it B, Jennifer Holliday? Is it C, Jennifer Hudson? Or D, Cheryl Lee Ralph?
So we can just say, or are you just gonna ask who wants A, B, or C? Because we know.
You want me to choose? Okay.
Probably the only one I'm gonna get right.
Okay, TK, since you was excited.
Would that be Jennifer Hudson?
It will, and I am telling you.
I'm not going there.
Oh.
I ain't going.
That part. That part.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
man.
Y'all ready?
You almost got me, sis.
What? What celebrity was a victim to the infamous wardrobe malfunction? Was it A, Katy Perry, B, Madonna, C, Janet Jackson, if you're nasty, or D, Miley Cyrus? You raised your hand up too quick.
I know that one.
Huh?
I know that one.
You, Trent, okay, go on, go see. What's up?
It was Jenny Jack.
You remember that, huh?
Yeah. Of course.
See?
Yeah. You remember it too, don't you?
Yeah, Justin Timberlake had that
I remember.
Don't do Janet like that.
I'm trying to throw B Pride in there.
That's my whispering friend.
You're childish.
Oh, be proud. I know you know this one.
What that is,
Who
though?
is in the starring? Oh, wait, hold on, read that wrong. Who is starring in the sequel remake to Space Jam? Is it A, Dwayne Wade, B, LeBron James, C, Stephen Curry, or D, Kevin Durant? Listen, don't do that.
I don't know that one.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You've been sitting here.
It's the GOAT, man.
Who?
I call him the GOAT.
It's 2 goats on this paper.
I know what it is.
Actually, 4.
I know what it is. I'm just talking about the person that I've seen do some community service, build a school. LeBron James, come on now. I promise, come on, I promise.
They could have casted Dwayne. I would have loved that. Because him and Michael is the same color. Oh my God, y'all. This is my question. What celebrity is famous for the words? I was rooting for you. We all were rooting for you. Was it RuPaul? A. B. Gabrielle Union. C. Tyra Banks. Or D. Wendy Williams. We were all rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Y'all don't remember that?
I take a stab.
Who you heard the answer from?
Ain't hear from nobody.
And that's why I'm finna say, Tyra. Hey girl, how you doing? All right. We got some more questions. Don't worry about it.
She played too much.
So weird, man.
Who said In the words, life is like a box of chocolates. Is that A, Robin Williams, or B, Tom Hanks, C, Jim Carrey, or D, Leonardo DiCaprio?
I'm gonna take that because I'm a chocoholic. That would definitely be B, Tom Hanks.
Period. Okay.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
No,
You
you
never know what you're going to get.
What? Ain't that how Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain Dan.
What was the first reindeer name in the song Rudolph and the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Hey, Dasher.
Oh!
That's the only one I was gonna get. I've been waiting on the question I can get. I'm sorry.
Well,
He said, I got to get that one.
I had to jump in there.
that must be your favorite, right?
That was yours.
I had to take
Oh,
out
you just gonna jump out the multiple doors?
because I knew I didn't know none of the questions on there. I had to jump in. And I was like, hey, this
Hey,
is
you
the
got
one for
it.
me.
You got it, bro.
Go ahead.
Y'all make sure y'all give Senpai his point production.
Oh, man.
All right. Oh, wait, this is a good question.
Uh-oh.
Who sang the Jeffersons theme song and also starred in Good Times? Was it A, Bernadette Stannis, B, Esther Roll, C, Janet Dubose, or D, Janet Jackson?
Clearly. It's definitely B. Definitely Esther.
We're gonna go with Esther.
The great Esther Roll. The dope Esther Roll.
I didn't know that.
Oh!
So that ain't even in my time. I just remember going and watching. What y'all watching?
You know
Exactly.
Hold on.
Is that who it is?
Damn.
Anybody want to take a stab at how the Jefferson songs go? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to perform?
I really did used to know him.
How it go?
I know, right?
Y'all want? I want to sing it for real.
I know the colors were in yellow when they said the Jeffersons. I remember it.
Kick it off. Start it off.
Come
Wait,
on.
how
I don't
does
remember.
how does it go?
I forgot how to
I'm thinking about Good
When I
Times.
hear it.
I was thinking about Good Times, too.
Me too.
Good time.
Good time.
Wait. Oh my God! What is the how
How we
does the
forget the
Jeffersons
name?
go?
Oh, y'all got me
Forget
high.
the name, right?
Move it on up. Move it on up.
Well,
Yeah,
move
no,
it
we don't know. To the sun, in the bees, I'm so pumping. It's sky.
Okay.
Wait. Okay.
Just needed that one word.
Right.
That one word.
Hearing the noise.
And I think this question really made history. Who is Disney's first black princess?
Tear.
Tierra Marie.
Oh,
I'm gonna walk off set.
Tiana.
Tiana.
Princess Tiana.
Make y'all.
It's Princess Tear.
And there was the trivia game. We can't even get the black Disney princess. Okay.
Who was it?
Princess Tiana.
Oh.
Everyone is fired. Guys, we love you.
Oh, man.
Everybody's card is taken away. Don't watch now Disney. Don't watch nothing Disney tonight, okay? Guys, we'll be right back. Straight Up Shop. See you soon. We got one more break, right?
So a year ago today, I was suffering with postpartum depression. Just had my little girl after almost 10 years, actually exactly 10 years of having my son. It was tough, but she motivated me. So I decided to get fit done. Yes, you are my muse. Yes, and mommy getting fit done. So I decided to get up every day, look myself in the mirror, no matter what was going on, no matter how I was feeling. I was determined to be a better version of me for not only myself, but my children. Once you decide to take control of who you are inside and out, everything else will fall into place. Say bye-bye.
You know, being able to explore all the possibilities of your imagination, that is what being a creator is.
And we are back. Y'all, did y'all like y'all trivia game?
I did.
That was good. That was real good. I had fun.
It was beautiful.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. You know,
Thoroughly.
Their black card for Disney is taken away though.
I said
Okay.
Tiana. We'll watch it.
It was too late though
He
in the
said
game.
we'll watch it.
Oh.
But we enjoyed you guys coming in and listening to us cut the fool. But Senpai talking about spirituality and B Pride bringing in about homelessness. We really appreciate that, and we hope that you guys took something from these great topics that these two gentlemen brought to the table. We want you guys to come back the next episode and the next episode after that. I am your moderator and also your host with this beautiful panel. To my left, I have.
I am Latoya B.
Senpai.
I am B Pride.
I am TK.
It's your boy, Uncle T.
And we are
Straight Up Shop.
We will see you guys next episode. We love you guys so much. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube. Click that button and look for the update. We don't play no games.
At all.
Show will be coming out soon. Bye. We'll see y'all later.